Tess immediately stands up, stares at Nisha, and stares at Roy. Tess steps a step back. In response, what the fuck, bro? Huh? Nisha stares at Roy, and then stares at Tess. Isn't it obvious? Is Nisha's immediately in response. And Nisha kept going with a small speech and says, we're the reason why your sister Timmy Mitch died on Christmas Day. You and your friends just thought you were the world. And Roy smiles and turns around and said, oh, your sister Timmy Mitch? She was the perfect getaway. Who would have expected your sister would kill herself? Tess stares at Roy with a depressingly bewildered, very angry face. And that's when Tess responds, you killed my friends, my father. You did that shit? Nisha laughs at what Tess Mitch's response says. It says, ding, 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 ding. But our motive was, for what it's worth, what was her name? Roy responds, Sidney Prescott. Huh? Tess Mitch responds, what? She died years ago. Huh? Tess Mitch stares at Roy and says the same line again. She died years ago. Nisha rolls her tongue inside her mouth and says, no. Sidney Prescott planned this whole entire situation. Sidney Prescott is the reason why your father, Danny Brackett, is such a dumbass. He's being held hostage by Sidney Prescott while Sidney Prescott's Ghostface killers kill the Danny Brackett bloodline. Which means you, Tess. Ding, 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 ding. Roy Carlton takes off the whole entire costume and puts it on the floor. Walks up to Colton and stabs him directly in the six-pack, and then rips it back out. And before Tess grabs his stomach as a result of being stabbed. But before he can make a move, Roy sweeps behind Tess, and Tess finds himself looking directly at Nisha. Nisha takes off the remainder of her Ghostface costume and stares at Tess. Now, Tessie boy, since you're the son of Danny Brackett, we have a little switcheroo for you. You wanna know what happened in James? I knocked out Steve and Taylor. You wanna know what happened to your brother James? Danny Brackett's other son. Do you wanna know what happened to Colton Mitch? Danny Brackett's other son. And do you wanna really know what's wrong with Brad Mitch down the hallway? Roy knocked him out. Tess stares at Nisha bewildered and raises his eyebrow at the whole entire situation at hand. And a box pops from behind. Nisha walks behind Tess, and Tess quickly performs a 180-degree turn as Nisha walks behind him, toughing out the whole entire stab wound which was directly at his six-pack. And as soon as Tess Mitch turns around, a current opens from behind the action light post. His brothers James and Colton were strapped to a chair and with their mouths taped and strapped to the chair by rope. Tess Mitch stares at both brothers, and Roy responds to the situation at hand. Now, Tess, I want to play a game. Tess, I want to use a knife. You're going to kill one of your brothers, and I'm going to kill the other.